Have you ever felt like you are drowning in all your tech options out there? If you're a small business owner trying to figure out which automation tools are actually going to help you, then I don't want you to add chaos. I want you to feel that you are in the right place. And today we're going to talk about how to choose the right tools that will truly make your life easier. So if you've been feeling overwhelmed, or maybe you're just unsure of where to start, I want you to stick with me because this could be exactly what you need to get back on track and move the needle, as I like to say. Hey, tech enthusiasts. Welcome everyone to another episode of the Tech Fuss Made Easy. So I'd just like to introduce myself. My name is Tanisha Halstead, and I'm actually the founder of Virtually Centered Solutions. And this is where we really help founders and small to mid-sized business owners create that exceptional customer experience by streamlining their processes and implementing tailored marketing tech solutions. The goal here is really to help you reduce overwhelm, build that brand loyalty, and empower you to lead with confidence. If that sounds like something you need, then I want you to also feel like you've entered a safe space. I love to call it like a fireside chat, where we help you dive into solutions for those problems. And so today, we're actually going to be going to walk through some key points to consider when choosing automation tools for your business. So 5 years ago, when I started Virtually Centered Solutions, I was actually bombarded with advice on which tools to use. And it wasn't bad advice. I just think when you're starting your business, you might not know what you need. You go off of the kind of like hunch or the feeling that you're trusting the person to tell you which tools to use. So I remember wasting a lot of time and money trying out software that just didn't really fit what I needed. There was this one time that I invested in a tool that, as most of them promise to do, revolutionize or just up-level the client management process. And it turned out to be so complex and actually incompatible with my existing tools that I use. And it also ended up kind of stressing me out more than before. I don't want you to go through that. So let's talk about how to avoid some of these pitfalls. We're going to talk about some key points today. So key point number one is to identify your business needs. So here in this point, you're getting clear on what your business actually needs. So maybe you're struggling with managing customer relationships. Maybe it's handling email marketing, or maybe it's staying on top of your social media. You want to know your pain points because that helps you to choose and address the specific issue. So for example, if you're having trouble managing customer interactions, tools like Zoho CRM can be a great fit, or even HoneyBook for maybe those solopreneurs. It's easy to use and it actually helps you grow your business. So I'm going to actually hop over to my other screen. Right now on my screen, you should be seeing Zoho CRM, which I always love to say, pay attention to what the software actually highlights at the top of their screen. It will allow you to understand what their main mission or goal is. So with Zoho CRM, it's allowing you to have in-depth CRM analytics to help you make smarter business decisions. So when we were talking about pain points before, one of the struggles that I mentioned might be how you're managing your clients. When you're handling things like client management, you want to be able to have a sales cycle. You want to be able to have insights for that client. You want to be able to possibly create a dashboard because each business and what they require to see may look different. So as we scroll down and look at some of these features, I love that it allows you to, for those who may not be so much into the numbers, but you love a visualization of what this may look like for your business, you can take a look and get actionable insights for everyone. And if we go down, there's different types of reports. So you can drill deep into like sales data with customizable reports, or you can actually create custom reports here. And this one that they're actually illustrating here, it's showing the pipeline based on the stages of maybe your sales process or what clients go through, pretty much the journey of what it's like to work with you. And this is focusing on how to manage your customer interactions more efficiently. So this will allow you to drill down. Maybe you have specific like KPIs or key performance indicators that are important to you. Maybe you want to track how many people you've interacted with for the last month. Maybe you're tracking things like if you do events, how many of them did you create for the month? So you just want to think about what is relevant to your business. And then once you're able to identify the business needs, you're able to then create or find the tool that will actually help solve that problem. So point number 2 is access user-friendliness and integration. So I can't stress enough how it is for your tools to be user-friendly and integrate well with what you're already using. So I know that there's tools like Zapier, however you like to say it, but I remember when I first started using that, I do like the tool because it allows you to have no code access, but I prefer to use native integrations. I remember when I first started using ClickUp for project management, what drew me in was how easily it integrated with other tools like Slack, Airtable, and so much more. I was already comfortable with using some of those tools, so it made the transition so much smoother. And because it was easy to use, my team also got on board quickly, which saved us a ton of time. And so I just want to hop over to my screen to share some of the other integrations that they have. So maybe you're already currently using some tools that you like. For instance, ours is ClickUp for project management. And what I talked about earlier is native integration. So if you scroll down, you'll see that they automatically or natively connect with tools like Slack. Maybe you're using HubSpot for your CRM. Maybe you're using Toggle for time tracking. That's also a feature. There's the access to connect to Google Drive, Google Calendar, even for Outlook. If you're using Microsoft, you're able to do that as well. Here, if you're connecting YouTube, maybe you're creating video instructions for your team, or maybe it's just you and you're preparing for a team. So just being able to have these integrations smoothly. I also like to hop over here to share how that would look like. So say for instance, you were connecting ClickUp to integrate with Slack for communication with your team. They have an easy integration where once you're now integrated with ClickUp and Slack, you're able to create new tasks right from there. You can actually unfurl, as they say, which is here instantly enriching with detailed context, pretty much add the things you need for a task to be taken care of with this integration. As you see here, you can even take action right in the communication platform with Slack. So depending on your workflow or what that may be for you in working by yourself or with a team, you're able to demonstrate how tasks can move seamlessly between one tool to another. And so think about what you're already using. Maybe there's comfortability, maybe there's ease. We're not here to ruffle all the feathers. We want to make sure that you are doing clearly what I say, that the best tool is the one you'll actually use. So if this is saving you time already, then go ahead and see what it natively integrates with that may be able to help you in another area as well. So if you're currently using a tool that just isn't clicking with your team, then maybe it's time to think about whether something more user-friendly might make a difference. And that may make a difference in the way of cutting down on the time that it takes for a task to be completed, or it might cut down on the amount of communication that you go back and forth with. So those are just some things that might make a big difference for you in your business. Number 3 would be scalability and support. So as our business grows, our needs will change. So it's important to pick tools that can actually grow with you. So when I actually started Virtually Centered Solution, I was using Dubsado as our CRM, but over time realized that needed something else based on the different diversification things we were doing within the business. So now we're actually using Zoho One, and I knew I was making an investment, not just for where we were at this moment, but thinking about where I wanted us to be in a few years. So what really actually sealed the deal for me, though, was the excellent customer support that they offer. Because when you run into issues with tech or just the software that you're using within your business, you want to make sure that someone has your back. You don't want to feel like, literally, like I say, like you're out in the deep end and you're waiting for somebody to throw you a lifeline. You don't want to feel like that. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen just to show an example of how Zoho One's customer support options and how they're able for you to be able to access their support. So with Zoho One, they actually have a multi-level tiered support plans, and depending on the Zoho One account, it'll definitely come with a classic support. So you'll get like email support, chat support, phone. They even give you their maximum response time. Now, this is almost like you get what you pay for kind of thing. So think in mind of that. If you're in the premium or enterprise plan, then, the access points have increased. If you pay attention, even the maximum response time changes. Now, this is a bit more like flushed out, but whatever tool you might be using, they should have some type of area where they talk about their support option based on their tiered services, or just maybe they may have one flat tier of support. You want to make sure you check that out, because we want to think about how to access them when we quickly need them, because tech is great, but when the tech is teching and something's not working, we want to make sure that we can get to somebody that can support us. If you've ever felt stuck using a tool and had no idea where to turn for help, that's actually something to consider when making a choice. For me, that would be a no, because we want to make sure that when something's broken, we can get it up and moving as fast as possible, because we think about this is also impacting our customer experience. We're humans and tech is tech, and sometimes things aren't going to work, but you want to make sure that you're creating touch points for your clients that allow them to feel ease and supported as well. So point number 4 that we're going to get into is considering your budget. I mean, we got to talk about the money, right? It's easy to get excited about the latest tool, maybe a guru. The girlies are telling you about a tool that has all the bells and whistles, but you have to consider your budget. And I still kind of do this because I have shiny tech syndrome. I have had to go and actually do a tech stack audit. I've talked about in one of our other videos about that, but I may have to bring that back, because this is actually the season when you should, because you got to look at where you're spending way too much on a tool. Maybe that was supposed to do it all, but the truth is it didn't meet half of what it offered. Or maybe you're just not maximizing something. So you're pretty much almost like those gym memberships that we pay for and then we never go to the gym. Or actually, maybe we go in January and February and then we just don't go again. Well, we don't want to drain our resources. We want to focus on what we really need right now. And remember, you can always upgrade later as your budget allows. So I do prefer to like tools that have pricing models that allow you to have a free trial, or maybe they have a lower tier that you could try it out and then you can upgrade. So I like to think of tools like even like ConvertKit, of how they explain which plan might be best for different stages of business growth, because we also want to be mindful that I kind of suffer with this, where I'm like, let's just dive all the way in. Let's just get all the bells and whistles. But that's actually a part of the overwhelm. You get in there, you see all the things turned on, and so you're overwhelmed like deer in headlights and not sure where to start. And so to kind of alleviate some of that, you want to think about what stage of business you are. You want to consider, is your budget something that you've been wrestling with? And maybe you need to start on some free plans, or maybe just if there's not a free plan, Maybe you want to jump on the lower tier, maximize the use of the things that they have there first, and decide if you need to move to a higher tier. It's okay. Let's make sure your money is actually going to the right place. There is a lot of business owners who are paying for subscriptions on tools that are collecting digital dust, and we're not here for that. We want to focus on what amount of money or resources we can keep in our business and not just flushing away, literally. And number 5 is test and refine. So finally, I don't want you to be afraid to test out a few different tools before you make the final decision. Now, I know that I'm a bit of a tech and data nerd, and I want to get in there and I want to have shiny object syndrome and all that other stuff. But most of these tools offer free trials. So take advantage of those. Some of them, if they're really built out, they have even onboarding of how to maximize your use during the trials. Maybe you want to decide on a project management tool. I tried out several options before settling on ClickUp. It took some time, but it was worth it to find the right fit. And remember, if something isn't working, it's okay to change it up. I know that as businesses scale and grow, that's even more daunting because you've built out templates, you've maybe built out workflows or things like that. But you want to make sure still that the tool is serving you and not just like, oh, that's my man and I'm sticking by him no matter what. If it's not working, you're just going to stick with it. No, you want to make sure you reevaluate that and see are there any processes that you want to try out different tools. And so just to do a quick recap, when choosing automation tools for your business, I want you to start by 1, identifying your specific business needs. 2, I want you to make sure that you're using tools that are user-friendly and that they integrate well with what you're already using. Number 3 is to choose tools that can actually scale with your business and offer good customer support. Number 4 is stay within your budget. Focus on what you need right now. And number 5 is don't be afraid to test and refine your choices before committing. And now, if you feel that you've got a better idea of how to choose the right automation tools, it's time to take action. A lot of times we get excited, we watch tutorials or we attend webinars and conferences, but we don't take action. If you've found this video helpful, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel or give this video a simple thumbs up. If you're still unsure about which tools are right for you, I want you to stay tech savvy. And as always, I'm cheering you on. Love y'all.